Have you ever had one of those days? You're on the couch, you know there's a mountain of things you should be doing, but you just can't? And then that little voice in your head kicks in, right? The one that calls you lazy, unproductive, maybe says you're not trying hard enough. We are so hard on ourselves. But what if that feeling isn't laziness at all? What if it's something heavier? Let's talk about it. And this is the thought that just echoes, isn't it? It can feel like your own personal soundtrack, that feeling when the spark you used to have just isn't there. And it's so easy to blame yourself, to feel like it's some kind of personal failure, a lack of willpower. But that simple sentence, it's often just the tip of a very deep iceberg. So let's just pause right here and really ask this question. Seriously, is the story you're telling yourself about your energy, or lack of it, actually true? Or could there be another explanation? One that needs a little bit of compassion instead of all that criticism? And that leads us to the heart of the matter. How in the world do you tell the difference between just feeling lazy and carrying the heavy weight of depression? Because from the outside, they can look almost identical. But on the inside, oh, they are worlds apart. Let's really look at the difference here, because it's huge. Laziness, it's often a choice. It can actually feel comfortable, relaxing, maybe even a little indulgent and nice. You're choosing to recharge. But depression, that feels empty. It's this heavy, draining feeling that comes with a side of constant, nagging guilt for not doing more. You're not enjoying the rest, you're just stuck in it. So how can you start to tell them apart for real? To get a clearer picture, we're going to walk through 6 really specific signs that help distinguish that deep emotional exhaustion of depression from just, being lazy. And seeing these 6 things laid out like this can be a really powerful way to start connecting the dots in your own experience. The goal here isn't to slap on a label, not at all. It's just about finding some clarity. Okay, first up, and this is so important, we're not talking about the kind of tired you feel after a long work week. This is a soul-deep exhaustion that's there when you wake up, even after a full night's sleep. Why? Because depression is like your mind is running a marathon in the background 24/7. It's draining all your energy from the inside. This one's a classic sign. The clinical term is anhedonia. Think about something you used to absolutely love. Maybe it was a hobby, listening to music, hanging out with friends, and now the idea of it just feels flat, lifeless. And the key here is that it's not a choice. You're not deciding to stop caring. It feels like the color has been drained out of everything. Oh, this one is just maddening. You want to do the thing. You might even write it down on a to-do list. But that gap between thinking about it and actually doing it feels like a giant canyon. It's like a mental paralysis, as if your brain is just too heavy to hit the go button. This isn't about willpower. It's a real cognitive block. Now, this is one of the biggest giveaways. Someone who's just feeling lazy and taking a day off, they're probably enjoying it. They don't beat themselves up for it. But with depression, even when your body is screaming for rest, your mind is right there with a soundtrack of guilt, telling you you're being weak, that you're failing. Think about it. When you're resting out of laziness, you feel relaxed, right? Comfortable, present. The numbness that comes with depression is completely different. It's a feeling of being disconnected, like you're watching your own life through a pane of glass. It is not peaceful. It is profoundly empty. And finally, number 6, the internal weight itself. While your body might be completely still on the couch, your mind is anything but. It's running in circles, worrying, overthinking, replaying conversations, and just painting this bleak, hopeless picture of the future. That constant mental activity is its own form of exhaustion. So, when you put all those signs together, the exhaustion, the numbness, the guilt, that heavy, busy mind, it becomes pretty clear, doesn't it? This isn't a character flaw. This is not a sign of weakness. It's the symptom of carrying a very real, very heavy internal weight. I want you to just let that sink in for a second. Read it again, because it is the absolute opposite of the story that guilt and self-criticism have been telling you. The truth is, carrying that weight day in and day out takes an incredible amount of strength. Think of it this way. You would never yell at a broken leg, telling it to just heal faster. It's the same idea. You can't criticize your mind into feeling better. This whole experience is a signal. It's a sign from your body and your mind that something inside needs some gentle attention and care. Recognizing this weight for what it is, that's the first huge step. The next is just understanding that there is a path forward, and it doesn't have to be this giant, overwhelming journey. It really just starts with small, compassionate actions. So where do you start? Well, first, just try to be kind to yourself. When you hear that critical inner voice, just gently try to replace it with a more compassionate one. Second, if you can, talk to someone you trust. Just saying the words out loud can lift a massive part of the burden. And finally, consider professional help. There's absolutely zero shame in getting support from someone who knows how to help you carry the weight. I really want to leave you with this reminder. You are not lazy for feeling this exhausted. You are not broken for feeling numb. You are a human being navigating a very real and heavy experience, and you are doing the best you possibly can with the energy you have right now. And that is enough. So I'll end with just this one gentle question. Not what huge, life-changing thing can you do? Just what is one small, kind thing you can do for yourself today? Maybe it's just making a cup of tea. Maybe it's listening to one song. Or maybe it's just telling yourself, I am doing enough. Whatever it is, you absolutely deserve that kindness. Thanks for spending this time with me.